So I've been pretty ambiguous about a lot of what goes on in my life because, I like to keep the professional side pretty separate from my real life. But in truth, am from the United States, and you guys probably aren't as aware, but I had a partner who was of a different nationality. They were Syrian. Um, And it was really hard for us to stay together for a while there. And I met them in Turkey. Uh, but, you know, uh, I tried to get a residency there to stay with them, and it didn't really work out. I got separated from them many times over the past couple years, and it was very difficult. The first time for 6 months, the second time for 4 months. And so by the third time I went to go see them, we decided to move to Syria to stay together. And it really affected my art because the internet was pretty bad there and stuff like that. And it's a bit complicated because it's, I, I feel like the reason I'm saying it in here is because I would make probably a public post about it sometime to kind of explain why I've been gone. Not that I owe an explanation, but I kind of want to be more vulnerable in a way that like people understand where I'm coming from with my art and just let people know that they're not alone. Even though I've been really distant, how paradoxical. But anyway, um, there was another person I loved in my life in this similar way, and all parties were consenting. But in truth, that partner, um, they I don't want to say too much about them exactly, but they have a circumstance in their life that affects their mortality. And they were back in the United States. And so I talked to my partner in Syria about it, and everybody was consenting that I would go to aid them because they needed support. They didn't really have anyone. But the partner in Syria, there in the end, um, was unable to support me in any way, really. Uh, Pretty close to the time to leave, unfortunately, um, even though they had agreed to the arrangement. And I understand fears and, emotions. But I think in their darkest hour, they they really kind of demonized me and they put my character into question. Um, and it really hurt me, to be for people to be like, not people, but for him to be like, "Are you lying to me? Have you been manipulating me this whole time? Have you deceived me?" And looking at the whole situation from the wrong angle because they were the first person to really believe in me, and they are a good reason why I even post my art and started working on my comic because they believed in me. And for them to sort of chalk me up the way that most people did just utterly destroyed me. And then, it wasn't really easy to have to leave them because I cared about them a lot too. Like physically leave, like I would be away for months and months at a time. I didn't know when I'd see them again. And um, they just were unable to emotionally support me or be with me in that moment. And instead, they blamed me. And so I had to carry that emotional burden. They said they didn't want to hear about my struggles. And the partner on the other end in the US was also dealing with their own health complications reasonably. So I mean, I understand, but I just did not. I just had to bear that too, and then my own. And at the time, I didn't have like a lot of friends and family to, relate to or talk to about it. So I ended up flying back um, in the middle of last month, to the United States to be with this person. And I had never met them in real life yet. So it was really challenging. And I ended up saying that I really feel I need to end this relationship with the person, the Syrian, because I had just, I had to dedicate a lot of time and energy to making sure my partner in the US was well. Um, and that was a 3.5 year relationship. And it was just devastating to me to have to be heartbroken while also being strong here and present. And it's slowly getting better, but it definitely threw me into a really sad and dark place. And that's why I haven't really been present a lot because also this person needs my help a lot. And I love to give it. So that's just what I've been dealing with.